And welcome, Capricorn. Welcome to my channel, Paranormal Oracle. This will be your reading for the period beginning mid-August 2022 through mid-September 2022. And as usual, Capricorn, I will begin your reading with a channeled message from the universe, and we'll end it up with a 3-card spread from the Paranormal Oracle, my cards. And here we go, Capricorn. All things hearkening back to the past, especially childhood, is featured during this period, dear Capricorn. A healing of old wounds is especially possible during this time of reflection. A spirit of understanding and forgiveness prevails with these ruminations. A focus on positive memories and simple past joys rather than old traumas will open a door to healing. Pay special attention to dreams and synchronicities, as spirit will be helping with the process of letting go of old wounds. This is a good time to start both a waking and a dreaming journal, as both states of consciousness will be partnered in this work. A new direction in business or work will present itself in terms of the possibility of playing on a new level entirely. Although this is a promising path, there is an element of timing here, and the image is that of flipping the calendar 1 month, putting off the finalization of a commitment to this new direction for at least until the second half of September is advisable. Relationships may appear confusing during this period, but it is a temporary situation. The people closest to you are dealing with a number of consuming matters. It is a good time to offer as much support as possible. Well, you've had an interesting reading here from the universe, Capricorn. Very similar to your fellow signs and very different in other ways. The similarity has to do with a time of personal healing and healing things from the past. That's been very prevalent throughout this reading. And it's interesting to me, as the reading goes on, we begin with Aries and we're going to end with Pisces. It kind of certain themes emerge, and those themes seem to grow and solidify. For instance, you're being advised here to take note of your dreams. And that began with the sign previous to yours, Sagittarius. They had very, very similar advice. So it's going to be about healing things from past traumas, healing things from childhood. Things probably of a karmic nature, although they're not saying that, but things, that's the feeling that I get. And also that you're going to be presented with possibly a new direction that's going to be on a completely different level than you're used to dealing with. And the advice is to put it off, if you can, until more towards the end of September. I'm not sure why that is, since we're looking at a ton of retrogrades in September. But that's the advice you're getting from the universe, so I can't question that. So let's follow this up with 3 cards, Capricorn, if I can possibly remember how to shuffle. These cards, incidentally, are pre-shuffled between each reading anyway. I just, once I pick the cards up, I just have to shuffle them. I don't know. It's a thing. All right, so here we go. 1, elves. Establish order, organize your surroundings. Let me try to get that in focus. Very particularly hard to focus, this one. Here we go. Establish order, organize your surroundings and your thoughts. Okay, so we're talking about healing, things of a traumatic nature, or inner child healing things from our past. Maybe there's a way to do this in a formal way with yourself. Maybe you have a therapist, or maybe you can start journaling about things. One piece of advice that was given in your channeled reading was to focus on the good things in the past, the things you can dredge up that you can remember that were good. And those things are going to be a bridge to healing. So let's keep that in mind too. Dogman has come up in several readings this month. Not a time to stand your ground. This is a time for graceful retreat. Really hard getting this card in focus. So that's about letting go of something here. We're talking about personal stuff here. It could have to do also with, and I'm kind of getting this feeling, something on the employment level. They were talking about being presented with something new. I get this feeling of competition, of maybe even aggressive competition, or some kind of aggressiveness on the work or professional level for you. And, just keep this in mind. It's not a time to stand your ground and fight back. It's a time for retreat, Sometimes retreat is the most noble thing you can do. And here we have shadow people, suspicions confirmed. Interesting. And I get this on the work level too, the work or professional, wider world dealings, let's say, because this, works also if you're not employed. We're talking about things out on the wider world here. Suspicions confirmed. So somebody around you could even have to do with the past, but I feel more like it has to do with something on a professional or work level or outside level. I mean, it could certainly have to do with groups, and I do get a sense of groups here having to do with groups, either work groups or groups, where you belong to a society or you belong to a club or something like that. And it feels like it has to do with groups, and it feels like it has to do with the aggression of a single individual, the competition of a single individual. And I don't often get like warnings like that, like we got in your channeled reading, like not to accept some sort of offer until more towards the end of September. I feel like this has something to do with it. I kind of feel like there's competition related to this offer. And what I am getting, if I had to create a scenario here, it would be this. You've been offered a position, or some kind of offer has been presented to you, but there's somebody else interested in this same thing. And because it's been offered to you, they get all aggressive and start fighting for it. And what I get from this is the best way to deal with this and the best way to obtain that position or this gift or whatever this is to right now let it go until at least the end of September, because it feels like this person, and you suspect something here too. You have some sort of understanding of this going on as well. But the best way to meet your goals is not to engage. Don't engage with this aggressiveness, whatever this is. It's like a temporary letting it go kind of thing. So you have a very, very interesting kind of combined reading here this month, Capricorn. It's about healing the inner child, and maybe there's a connection here and how I would normally deal with a situation like this. Maybe it would be to get just as aggressive and put myself up against them. And through your healing, you're learning new ways of dealing with that kind of trigger. It could have something to do with that. That kind of does resonate for me. For some of you, it may very well be that. Or if we're looking at two distinctly different things, then the other thing, of course, is, on the job front or on the professional front or on some front that involves groups and some front that involves, being on the world stage in a public way. And I don't mean like, being in the news or anything. I mean just not being, it's not part of your home or your household environment. It's something outside the home. So a little bit confusing, Capricorn. I apologize for that. But, please let it ruminate, let it kind of stew in your own mind and see what comes up for you. In any event, I really appreciate you being here. I look forward to talking to you again next month, and I would appreciate it if you would like, subscribe, and comment down below. I'd really like to hear from some of you on how this may resonate. And thank you so much. Take care, Capricorn.